What's going on, everybody? Aaron Nagler here with Cheesehead TV, joined by two very special guests from the Green Bay Blizzard, head coach Corey Roberson and linebacker Julius Wilkerson, coming off a big, huge, ginormous 34-23 playoff win against Quad City to advance to the Eastern Conference Championship game on Friday night. Gentlemen, Coach, Julius, thanks so much for making a few minutes for Cheesehead TV today.
Hey, thanks for having us. Appreciate you having us, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Julius, I just want to start off. This Friday night was my first time ever watching an indoor football league game. And I got to say, the speed that this game is played at, like, it jumps off the field. Is this something did it take some kind of getting used to on your part as far as when you made the transition playing traditional football going into the indoor football league? Or is that just, this is the game of football and it's not really that big of a kind of transition?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. Like, it's definitely like indoor football is definitely its own beast. Like, you kind of have that adjustment period, but at the end of the day, everything is just still football at its core. So it definitely is a little bit faster. Like, things happen a lot faster with the condensed field, but it's fun. It's fun.
Well, what really throws me as a first-time viewer is the offense being able to have multiple guys in motion at the same time. That threw me for a loop, but I will say it's fascinating to watch how you guys are able to mitigate some of that, kind of both in your scheme, Coach, your play calling, but then also, Julius, I know you've been averaging 7 tackles a game. It felt like you were all over the place, and you are all over the place. How much of it is like dependent on the scheme and how much of it is just reading and reacting? Because it would feel like, to me, like I said, it's happening so fast. There has to be some part of you that just kind of detaches, like trying to dissect what's happening and just kind of reacting to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I think during the week in practice, that's kind of when we get all the scheme stuff down, so that during the game, it is kind of just a read and react type of deal. It is definitely not fun having them come at you at full speed already. Like, you're just like, dang, man, I'm just first taking a step. But I think our guys do a great job of mitigating that, especially our DBs, getting rid of those high motion guys or just making them a non-factor. So definitely helps out a lot.
Coach, I was going into the game on Friday thinking and having read a lot about the IFL and how high scoring it was. I mean, going down to the end of the first half, there were almost no points scored in that game. And I think as a coach, you got to be thinking, all right, our defense is doing its job. But were you a little surprised at how, I don't know, kind of it took a little bit for your offense to get going?
Yeah, I mean, we both defensive team, both teams were, pretty good, solid defensive wise. And I was surprised at our offense. We knew we had some plays that we could hit on them and we would score. I was more surprised at the mental errors that we had coming out, but first playoff game, a lot of first-year guys. Right. It took the first 15, maybe 20-something minutes to get it out of our system, and then after that, come second half, I think we were rolling. So it was just getting those jitters out of the way.
Yeah, right. Julius, that's a question for you, I guess, as a player on the field. First playoff game for the program since 2019. Was that something that you guys talked about? Is it something that was discussed in the locker room as far as, hey, we've worked so hard. This is a great opportunity to really maybe do something special in the IFL. Is that something that you guys discuss in the locker room, or is that just kind of out of sight, out of mind, just take care of your job?
I think as an organization, it was discussed a lot more than in the locker room. In the locker room, you got to take it one game at a time, because if you kind of blow it up to like what it could be, you just get lost in the sauce. So I think as a group, we were just kind of, it's just another game for us. And I think that's something that Coach harped on as well, not getting too elated or anything like that, just treating it just like another game. So
you guys are taking on the Massachusetts Pirates on Friday at the Resch Center. What kind of challenge do they represent? I have to think, again, as an IFL newbie, that they must be pretty good if they've gotten this far in the proceedings, much like yourself. But what type of team are they? What do you expect to see from them?
Yeah, well-coached team, well-put-together team from the ownership over there. When you look on paper, from top to bottom, they check a lot of the boxes of, the place right across the street from you in the background, NFL type guys. But I also believe we do as well, with our stats and sizes of our players as well. but you know, they do what they do, and they do it well. Their offense is rolling. You know, they got a dynamic running back and Jimmy Robinson, quarterback. You know, won a title in this game. He's pretty smooth, and they you know, their defense plays tough. You know, I believe they're the number 2 defense in the league. So I think we're gonna have a hard fought game this weekend as well. So, but they very well coached. Coach Rob Miller do a great job over there with the guys, and you know, with their team. So, you know, we're just looking for a competitive game.
Well, I got to admit, Friday at last Friday's game, I was maybe not taken aback, but I was so happily surprised at how just electric the atmosphere was at the Resch Center. I know for a fact there are a ton of people already jazzed about Friday night's game upcoming. I've heard literally 3 times today, just walking from Lambeau back to the house here, people talking about, oh, I got my Blizzard tickets. Like, no joke, because, you know, obviously it's right across the street here at the Resch Center. I think the town is like really pumped for this. I mean, is it nice to maybe get a little recognition in the sense of like, okay, they're yes, the Packers are here, no doubt about it. But Julius, I got to think, like, I've seen lots of Blizzard gear around town. Like, I guess I'll admit that kind of surprised me. Do you like seeing that? Does that kind of get you, you know, maybe a little satisfaction when you see that around town?
Oh, most definitely. I think City of Green Bay just does a really good job of kind of supporting us and showing support, especially last Friday. Like, that was amazing. Just being able to be in that type of environment, like where it's really too loud to kind of hear other people and just like that. That's kind of what you live for, you know? So being able to see people out and just be proud of the work that we're putting in, I think it's pretty dope.
Awesome. Well, as everyone knows that they watch this channel regularly, you'll be able to find tickets at the link in the description of the video. Got them right there for you on Friday night. Going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. Julius, Coach, I can't thank you guys enough for the time.
Hey, appreciate you having us.